Well, hello there. My name is Mark Mars, and I love helping trainers, presenters, workshop facilitators really take their results to the next level. And in today's video, I want to talk to you about a book, a book that I absolutely love that has really helped me transform my results in the world of running workshops, and whether it's in the online space or even face-to-face space. I have found that this book has been an absolute game changer for me. And you really want to check this book out. And this book, I would have to say, has transformed my marriage, it's transformed my career, it's transformed my results in workshops. It's just transformed results everywhere. And I cannot recommend it highly enough. And up till now, in every audience that I speak to, I recommend this book because it really is a life transforming book. And in the book, it mentions 9 tactics for communication. Now, the book is called Never Split the Difference by Chris Voss. Never Split the Difference by Chris Voss. Now, Chris Voss, I won't go into his bio too much, but essentially he's an ex FBI, former hostage negotiator, all that fun stuff. And essentially in the book, it gives you 9 strategies or 9 tools that you can use when you are negotiating, when you're communicating. Now, there's 3 tools in the book that I want to talk to you about today that I regularly use whenever I'm training, presenting, or running workshops. Now, the first one is if you've got a pen and read or write it down. But before I go into it, I would recommend you definitely watch this video, then read the book, or read the book, then watch this video, so that you really capture the essence of what I'm sharing with you. Because what I'm going to give you is a real overview of the 3 main tools that we use, or that I use. And at the end of the day, all the tools are fantastic, but the 3 that I'm going to mention today are just the ones that I use the most often. So definitely check out the book. Definitely watch this video. Check out the book. Check out the book. Watch this video. You've got to get the deeper understanding and really understand and appreciate them. They are high-level, advanced skills in communication, and if you get them a little bit wrong, the power is in the subtlety, so to speak. So let's go into the first one. The first one is called accusation order. An accusation order. Now, basically, an accusation order is bringing to light all the comments, all the thoughts, all the objections, all the resistance, all the comments that could be in your audience's mind before you do something. So basically, what we're doing is we're laying it out on the table and we're killing the elephant before it enters the room. Okay. If you're an elephant lover, apologies for that one. But essentially, if you don't address the elephant in the room, the elephant gets bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. But if you actually bring up the elephant disappears. Okay. So the languaging around this is critically important. All right. So you need to understand that you can't say, this will be dull and boring. Instead, you may think that this is dull and boring, and you may think that this is repetitive, and you may think XYZ, XYZ. Or you may think that we have covered this quite a few times already, and you may think that it's getting turning into something that is becoming useless, or is you may think XYZ, XYZ, or you may think that this is an unusual place to run a workshop, or you may think that studying online could be a difficult challenge, or could be something that quite unusual and quite difficult for you. What we need to appreciate is that we're not saying it is difficult, or it is repetitive, or it will be dull and boring, or anything like that. All we are doing is airing the people's thoughts before they actually have them. So, for example, all right, we're about to go through a template. As we go through the template, some of the areas that we fill in may seem a little bit unusual, may seem a little bit, maybe even a little bit irrelevant to what you actually do. And as we go through the form, it's going to feel a little bit unusual, uncomfortable. And at the end of it, it is going to make a lot of sense. And it's going to really help you understand the power of the form and how we can actually use it. Okay. So notice I didn't say the form is going to be this or the form is going to be that. I said, as we go through the form, this may be the experience that you have. And then I'm going to wrap it up at the end and say, well, this is how you actually could feel about it. Now, another example could be, Okay, we're about to jump into an activity. And as we do the activity, you may feel a little bit uncomfortable. You may feel a little bit awkward. You may feel a little bit unusual. You may feel like you're a little bit hesitant to make mistakes. And that's all good. That's all part of learning. And we're going to have a great time. We're going to discover some great things about ourselves through the activity. And let's get into it. Okay. So basically, it's pacing out all the things that could be up in the person's mind. But the way that we do it is you may think, or it may feel like, or you may even get the impression that, or any kind of words like that. But what we don't do is we don't say it's going to be XYZ. All right. We're going to say it may feel like. All right. Now, the second one is using labels. Labels. Okay. Now, basically, a label is an, how do I put this? An articulation of the other person's emotions. Okay. And even if we get the label wrong, it's okay because they're going to correct us and we're going to be having a deeper sense of connection because they're going to think that we're looking to really read the situation, read them, and understand what's going on for them. Okay. So, for example, very simple example is someone walks in late to your workshop. You don't say, "Oh, I can't believe you're late." You can instead say something like, "It seems like you've had a lot going on this morning." Or it seems like you've been really rushed getting to the workshop today. Or it seems like you've been really busy. Is everything okay? Those kind of visual call out, so to speak, or reads on a situation for a person are going to be really, really powerful to create deep levels of empathy with the listener because they're going to think, wow, this person sees me. Wow, this person's got me. All right. How do we create a label? Well, we use the following. It seems like, it looks like, it appears like, it feels like. Now, let's go with the person asked a question. They ask you a difficult question or an unusual question, and you could use a label and say something to the effect of, it sounds like you've got a reason for asking that. Tell me more. Or it seems like you've got a reason for saying that. Or it sounds like maybe you've been in a situation like that previously. Or maybe it sounds like there's a piece of the puzzle that hasn't yet clicked for you. Is that the case? All right. So all of these labels that you use are really, really powerful tools to create deep connection. Wow, the facilitator really gets me. Wow, he notices me. All right. So that's a label. And sounds like, seems like, feels like, looks like are basically they're the patterns that we use, right? Now, the next one. The next one is called no orientated questions. No orientated questions. Right? Now, as I said in the book, there's a lot of, well, there's actually 9 in total. There's 9 tools that Chris Voss talks about. But I'm just going to share, as I said, the top 3 that I use most regularly. The last one that I want to touch on today is no orientated questions, right? Now, basically, no orientated question really speaks to the need for the listener to have autonomy. Because as soon as our autonomy is taken away from us, then we feel like, oh, we feel out of control. Okay. So, what you can do is phrase your request in the space of or in the style of a no orientated question. Okay. And it can sound like something, it can sound something like this. Would you be against taking a 5-minute break right now? Okay. Or we could say, would it be okay if we took a 5-minute break right now? Either is fine, but the no orientated version is going to actually get a lot more buy-in. Another example could be, would it be a bad idea for me to go through this and share some personal experience and how I've gotten through this situation? Yeah. It could be, would you be against me asking you a couple of questions to help clarify what you're needing in this moment? Person will probably say no. Okay. I'd be okay with that. So what we can do is we can start to phrase our actual questions to people in a no-orientated fashion. So questions such as, would you be against? Would it be a bad idea too? Would it be impossible too? Would it be a ridiculous idea too? Would you be completely against XYZ? Okay. So what you can do is really create a real strong sense of respect, like indirect respect for the other person's autonomy, and really get them to buy into what's going to be created as a possibility. So let's recap. So we've got the accusation order, all right? And you can also use this one in emails as well. So you can really lay it out, such as you may think that the system may have let you down. You may think that it's I have been unprofessional in this area. You may think, and you really lay it out. And guess what? People actually really appreciate that. People really appreciate, in a sense, you are taking ownership and you're really bringing to light what they may think or they may not think. It doesn't really matter at the end of the day, but you're just acknowledging it, right? I've had a lot of successful email exchanges because I've done a really heavy accusation audit at the very beginning. Face-to-face interactions, workshops, bring in the accusations audit because it is the, how do I put this? It is the grease or the oil that makes the interaction flow and go smoothly. Next, we got labels, as I said, sounds like, seems like, and one of my favorites is, it sounds like you've got a reason for asking that. Sounds like you've got a reason for saying that. It sounds like you've got a lot going on at the moment. Those kind of labels are super powerful to create deep, deep, deep rapport with your audience. And last of all, as I said, no orientated questions, really, really powerful strategy to really respect the other person's autonomy. On that note, folks, thanks so much for watching this video. It is a little bit advanced. It will take practice, but go and check out the book, Never Split the Difference, and start to use these 3 tools in your workshops whenever you run a workshop with a group of participants, small or large. These phrases, these tools will work, guaranteed, if you use them. Thanks for watching, team. I'll see you on the next one.